You are watching Political Point Magazine, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Well, political minds want to know. So enjoy conservative points of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. Well, mainstream media bias has been exposed thanks to the Republican debate. Yeah, that's right. And we now see that the mainstream media now has a political witch hunt on Ben Carson. We'll figure that one. Now, and we see now that there have been other extremes in the media, like the ladies from The View now have attacked Carly Fiorina. Yep, we'll get into that. ISIS takes credit for blowing up a Russian airliner. Yeah, we will talk about this. And also, there's a victory in Ohio. Last week, the Ohioans voted, and they rejected legalization of pot. Yep. And we will talk about the dangerous, harmful health effects of marijuana tonight, as we also take it to the phones, you, the viewers, and talk about other issues here. Yep. Tonight, as I get things all set here. Yes. Here we are, my friends. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, here I am. Welcome. Well, in effect now, we have lots of things to talk about tonight on the news that have come up and as such. But now, I really want to talk about some things that have really got the media in a little bundle here. Okay, because they have been making such a fuss over certain candidates, and now we learn that the front runners that have been the front runners, Ben Carson and Donald Trump, have successfully, mind you, gotten their act together. Okay, because they're the front runners, and there's also a new poll out that shows that Ben Carson has topped Trump. Okay, and as such now, there have been things that have popped up in the news now. We thank the Republicans, the Republicans. Well, actually, CNBC did it to themselves at the Republican debates with their snide questions and their gotcha questioning and gotcha moderating. It just seemed to me that they wanted the debate to be political infighting, and they wanted to try to make the Republicans look bad. All right, and now we are learning more and more. The more that this gets exposed, my friends, the more it benefits the more it benefits the Republicans. Okay, now there are lots of things that need to be but the media bias has been exposed. We thank thanks to the moderators at the Republican debate. Okay, and now there's a political witch hunt. The mainstream media has orchestrated a political witch hunt on Ben Carson. Okay, which we are going to top this off. Okay, now Ben Carson is under attack now over his new biography. Okay, or and stories that he's told about his life. Okay, and the media is just getting all excited about it. There's about claims that he was violent when he was a teenager, and he went to stab his parents or his mother, and then he got upset with this one kid, and then he had an epiphany when he went into the bathroom, and he found and he says that he found a Bible. Okay, and as this goes on, and his life story changed. His life changed. And when he found that Bible in the bathroom, his life changed. All right, but that's his story, and he's really sticking to it. Okay, but here's what I'm talking about. Okay, some of what I'm talking about. Okay, now Ben Carson has now Ben Carson is under fire. Okay, and the media have been just attacking this guy. All right, now we are supporting Ben Carson. Okay, for president, but let me show you some of the things that the media has been saying on Ben Carson. But first I want to get to the clip that I wanted to show about Ben Carson, or with Ben Carson. Okay, as Ben Carson has been attacked by the media. Okay, and so this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, but come on now. Oh, I just had it. Dang it, man! Come on. All right, now come on. So here we go. All right. Now, okay, so we'll get to that. We'll get to that media clip, but anyhow, there's a political witch hunt on Dr. Ben Carson, who has led an honest life, and Politico had an article about this, but they got their reporting wrong. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Okay, to even think of that, but they got their reporting wrong, and what they did was they misconstrued the story. They misconstrued the story. Okay, with all of this, anyhow, here's the clip I wanted to show here. All right, with Ben Carson here.
My mother was trying to get me to wear something. I didn't want to wear it. Picked up a hammer, went to hit her in the head with it. Fortunately, my brother caught it from behind. Other than that, I was a pretty good kid. But you can.
Now, but there's one of the clips. But I also want to show you something that's quite interesting. That now the media has also taken to these stories in his biography. Okay, his autobiography, I should say, but no, his biography. Yep, but I am a big fan of Ben Carson, and I think that he should be the nominee for president, because there's polls out that show Ben Carson beats Hillary Clinton in a landslide. Okay, by 10, 15 points, 10, 20 points. He whoops her butt. But Ben Carson has a compelling story. He as a person who grew up in Detroit and rose to the top and became a renowned neurosurgeon. He has a compelling story. And this man, but here is some of what the mainstream media, even CNN has contacted some of his classmates and some of the people that he talks about in his book, but they haven't been able to find a lot of credible instances where people have said that Ben Carson was violent. They've even tried to talk to Carson's mother, who Carson says has Alzheimer's, but the thing is, the media is making a big thing out of this, trying to paint Ben Carson as a liar. Okay, but they don't do this for any of the Democrat candidates. All right, but let me show you the clips from some of the media here. Okay, take a look.
We went through the yearbooks. We've called many of his classmates, found his close friends through every period of his life. And the person that he describes in these anecdotes on the campaign trail as leading up to this religious epiphany that he had cannot remember any episodes of violence.
People interviewed by CNN who knew Carson back then are surprised by that description.
9 friends, classmates, and neighbors who grew up with Carson told CNN they have no memory of the anger or the violence that the candidate has described.
No, but so now the media is on a witch hunt after Ben Carson. Now how come the mainstream media doesn't do this for Hillary Clinton, whom we know is a liar, has a pathological problem, but they don't do this on her. They don't track down her past history, and why doesn't the mainstream media go back, because they're trying to dig into Carson's past, right? Okay, now they did the same thing with Romney in 2012, in the 2012 election. Okay, they went back to Romney's past high school, and they claim that they claim that Romney beat up a gay student or something, which was totally ludicrous and off the wall untrue. They did this, and then they attack they go after they went after Rubio for his finances and whatnot, but how come they don't do it for any of the other Democrats? This is the vicious double standard in the mainstream media. Okay, we have seen this, and now thanks to the CNBC debate, okay, this is all coming, thanks to the CNBC debate, we now know, and the more this gets exposed, okay, the more this gets exposed, the more people are actually going to see that, as Rubio pointed out in the debate, that the super PAC for the Democrats is the mainstream media. All right, the mainstream media is extremely liberal, extremely Democrat. Okay, and as Ted Cruz pointed out in the debate, that they should have none of the moderators in that debate are ever going to vote in a Republican primary. So now we have a situation where the mainstream media has been long exposed. That's right, my friends, long exposed. Okay, and it just gets to the heart of things here. All right, now Megyn Kelly from the Kelly file interviewed Ben Carson, and just to take a look at
Candy of a more perfect union, Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Carson, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I know that you said that this feels like a witch hunt, what's happening over at CNN, but let me ask you flat out whether you stand by the claim that you, as a young man, as a 14-year-old boy, attempted to stab another boy and attacked your mother with a hammer.
Those claims are absolutely true. I am 100% sure that they are true. And this is simply an attempt to smear and to deflect the argument to something else, something that we've seen many, many times before. And I never use the true names of people in books, to protect the innocent. That's something that people have done for decades, for centuries. That's something that's commonly done. The person that I tried to stab, I talked to today, said would they want to be revealed. They were not anxious to be revealed. And it was a close relative of mine. And I didn't want to put their lives under the spotlight. This is something that I've decided to do. None of those people decided that they wanted to do this, and the media is ruthless. So, you know, I would say to the people of America, do you think I'm a pathological liar like CNN does? Or do you think I'm an honest person? And I'm going to leave that up to the American people to make that decision.
So just to clarify, you're revealing tonight that the person you attempted to stab unsuccessfully, a story you've told many, many times, including in your book, was a close relative in your family.
It was a close relative in my family. You know, I really don't want to get into the details of who that person was. But also, I want to point out how silly the CNN investigation is. Because when I would have flashes of temper, it would only be the people who were directly involved. It wouldn't be something that everybody else would know. Mm-hmm. And as far as the episode in junior high is concerned, none of those people that they talked to knew about what was going on at Hunter Junior High School. I mean, that's just silly to think that they would know.
They take issue with the fact that in describing the incident where you tried to attack your own mother, an incident that your brother stepped in to stop, one time you told that story saying you had a hammer, one time you didn't mention a hammer.
It's always been a hammer. But also, remember, these are things that happened over 50 years ago, and a lot of times the reports are what a paper reports or what a broadcast network...
The details someone chooses to highlight. Understood. The other thing about the CNN report is they talk to people who knew you, who cannot believe you had such a temper because they describe you as quiet, nerdy, with glasses, skinny, and unremarkable. How this suggests that you didn't also have a temper, I know not. How finding 9 people to say they have no memory of your temper proves that it didn't exist, I also know not. And then there was a 10th who said he remembers a report of you attempting to stab somebody at the time but couldn't clearly recollect it. Do you feel like this is the beginning, Dr. Carson, the beginning of some in the media trying to end your candidacy?
Yeah, it's a smear campaign, but you know, I'm not going to play that game with them. They can do it all they want. They're going to go back and try to find anything that I've ever said and try to get me on the defensive about it in order to distract away from the things that are important. But in our country right now, you know, we have divisiveness going on and hatred. We have a fiscal situation that threatens to destroy the future for our children. We have military deterioration when we have enemies who want to destroy us. Mm-hmm. There's so much going on that we need to be dealing with, and this is just garbage, and they don't want to talk about it because they don't have good solutions for it.
Well, this is one of the things that led you to post a bit on Facebook last night that has got...
Okay, well, anyhow, now you get the gist, but and you get the crux of the matter here, and you know, the media is just ruthless, okay, and relentless. They're going after conservative Republicans, okay, and you know this is the vicious double standard that we see here in the mainstream media. There's media bias. You know, I've said it all along. I have said this so many times, okay, that you know, there is bias in the media that needs to be exposed, my friends, okay? And so, as the world turns here, okay, we definitely have something to look upon here, okay? Because now our friends here now, okay, now there's other things, you know, to definitely get all this out now, and here, let me here.
In his book Gifted.
Oh, dude. Okay, yes. All right now, but anyhow, all right. That's the new one. Okay, here we go. Yes, but anyhow, we have lots of things that have gone in here, and our friends from The View, okay, you know that TV show that Rosie O'Donnell used to be on, okay, Now, apparently they're going. There was a little spat on there. Not ready for calls just yet. Okay, just hold on one moment. Ladies from The View, my friends, have had this little thing. All right, and it comes to my attention that they had this thing talking about Carly Fiorina. All right. After the last debate, when Carly Fiorina said that she didn't that she was criticized because she didn't smile enough. All right. She was criticized because she didn't smile enough. The ladies from The View took that and I just simply they went after Carly Fiorina and attacked her on her looks, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I seriously didn't like it. They went after her on several things. That needed to be. But that's just here, there. But anyhow, I wanted to get that out of the way too as well. And now, my friends, there's something that has come up. Okay, that needs to be addressed here. Okay, we have here a situation. Okay, with a Russian airliner that ISIS has taken credit for blowing up. There was a bomb on the plane. Right, there was a bomb on the plane, and it's even our president thought that there may have been a bomb on the plane. All right, but take a listen to.
Increasingly likely that was the case.
Whoops, hold up a second. I got to change the down view here. Okay, but here it is. ISIS has taken credit for this Russian airliner. Okay, so ISIS has taken credit for this Russian airliner, and here's what David Cameron, British Prime Minister, said.
Looks increasingly likely that was the case, and so I act on the intelligence, I act on the advice of experts.
That action includes.
Okay, well, anyhow, a Russian airliner has been exploded. They're killing all of the passengers on board. All right. Now, this is a terrible tragedy. All right. And with all, okay, now, and I want to show you what the president said about the crash here.
Bomb brought down that plane.
I don't think we know yet. Whenever you've got a plane crash, first of all, you got the tragedy. You've got the making sure that there's an investigation on site. I think there is a possibility that there was a bomb on board, and we're taking that very seriously. We know that the procedures we have here in the United States are different than some of the procedures that existed for outbound and inbound flights there.
Really? Now, are you kidding me? I mean, I don't think we know yet. Oh, but wait, ISIS did take credit for it. Okay, and now, with all of this coming, and you know, it just strikes me, you know, that Obama's whole national security thing has weakened us. Okay, we're not really focused on the ball, and now there's also reports that ISIS has teamed up with Osama bin Laden's right-hand man, Ayman al-Zawahiri. Okay, now, these are just terrible things here. All right, just terrible things that, you know, we just can't get any closer to things that have happened here. All right, but alongside of that, now, before I get to the calls here, I need to get into something that has been very controversial, I should say. All right, and I'm going to put this in my Political Point magazine's political points of vision. All right, now there was a victory in Ohio. Okay, and apparently the Ohio voters went to the polls. Okay, and my friends, they went to the polls, and with things that have come up here, they actually did something really good. Okay, for the country. Okay, and they sent a message loud and clear, my friends. Okay, but anyhow, guess what, my friends? Ohio did the smart thing and said no to marijuana. That's right. Okay, now, guess what? They went to the polls, and there was a question on the ballot: should you legalize marijuana for recreational purposes? Okay, now, and so, as the world turns, my friends, this is what happened. Okay, so they all went to the polls here. They said no to marijuana. Okay, now, there are only 11 states that have approved marijuana for recreational purposes, including Colorado, Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, Montana, and even Alaska. You know, Vermont, which is Bernie Sanders' state, Maine, and Rhode Island. Okay. And also Hawaii. Okay, but anyhow, okay, that's the little map here. But you notice, okay, there are more red states than blue states. Okay, and Ohio is one of those red states. All right. Okay, marijuana is never going to be legalized nationwide. Okay, nationwide. It's never going to be legalized nationwide because we have more red states than blue states. All right, but anyhow, let me get into the very harmful effects of marijuana. Okay, first off, I have reported on this several times. Okay, that marijuana triggers psychosis. All right, and now, they're you know, and it leads to several disorders like schizophrenia. You know, it ruins the brain. In fact, let me show you this chart here. Okay, this chart right here. Okay, the harmful effects of marijuana. Okay, this chart right here. Okay, This chart right here explains it all. Okay? Now, let me tell you, okay, what this is about here. Okay, now the harmful effects of marijuana here. All right. Now let's start with the brain here. Okay, the brain and central nervous system. Okay, it impairs your thinking mode and memory. All right, and it affects the brain. Okay, it decreases your marijuana is an extremely powerful and pleasurable intoxicant, and it affects and alters and damages brain cells, controlling thinking, emotion, pleasure, and coordination mode. Okay, so it will damage and decrease your thinking mode. Okay, and it makes you dumb. Okay, now it also increases your heart rate, so it will further increase your capacity to die. Okay. Now the endocrine system. Okay, marijuana damages the network of glands, organs, and hormones involved in growth and development, energy levels, and reproduction. Okay, so in other words, it decreases your chances of having a baby. Okay, so in women it will decrease it will cause you to not be able to have a baby. All right, and it also in men it decreases it shrinks your sex drive. All right, so it's very bad, and it damages your immune system. All right, so it slows it down. So, and if your immune system is damaged, then it could cause chronic death. All right. Marijuana decreases your immune system's ability to protect itself and to protect itself and the body against invading bacteria, viruses, chemicals, foreign particles, parasites. So you're just destined for disease if you do marijuana. It just furthers your chances of getting diseases like especially like STDs and other sorts of diseases. So you're now, and the lungs now. Okay, significant damage and destruction of the air sacs of the lungs reduces the lungs' ability to bring in oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. Okay, so you're really hurting yourself if you smoke marijuana. All right, and on your throat. Okay, your throat. It irritates the membranes of the throat. Okay, Hold on one moment on the calls. Hold on one moment. Okay. Now it irritates it makes your throat dry. Okay. It irritates the membranes of the esophagus and increases the chances of developing cancer and larynx and larynx of the and esophagus. So other effects on the central nervous system. It distortions of perception, thinking, and reality. Difficulty in forming concepts and thoughts, poor concentration, mental confusion, loss of motivation, wide mood swings, aggression and hostility, depression, anxiety, and paranoia. All right. And with that, I will take calls now. Okay. Hello, you're on the air. What's on your political mind?
Will, you were just talking about the pot program. I want to say, Will, all those red states are against marijuana legalizing it because they all want to make money off the Medicare system.
No. Listen, no. I just explained it. I just explained it. Listen.
I'm giving you credit, dude. Don't yell at me.
Yeah.
I just want to say that half these medications, such as morphine that they give out OxyContin, are all produced pharmaceutically for profit gain. And you were right about the dehydration. People are dying of medication dehydration. When you sit in the intensive care unit, my mom ran for 33 years in this town as the head nurse, the administrator of the hospital in Corning, New York. We've seen too many people just go to the hospital, complain of pain, dosed out to death, and dehydrated to the piece of point of beef jerky, So when you say pot's bad, pot may be one thing, but then they want to use the Medicaid, Medicare system, all the insurance systems to profit gain for personal income. That's one thing I wanted to talk about, the meat of the program that you're running tonight. Another thing I wanted to talk is Hillary and Donald Trump,
Oh, God.
Hillary is on tax dollars making presidential pay, and Donald Trump has personal income yin-yanged up everyone's alley, So Donald Trump wants to become president, such as Hillary, convert the tax dollars, which takes from the laborers globally. Global veterans get nothing. They want to divert the tax dollar incomes to their personal incomes, as well as the corporations that they sponsor and develop. They want to bring the private entity and use tax dollars to profit gain and leave us broke and broker even further. Now, the last thing in the meat of the program that I'm watching you on is look at the ISIS, look at the Taliban. Why are they... every picture on TV shows that they're holding military guns, military weaponry. So where are they being funded by what military? We need a global military issue on this. We need to have the globe as global security against these people. But when you're giving guns such as this Fast and Fury, how are you going to stop the gun problem in the United States, let alone around the globe? They're non-military people, supposedly, and military fatigues, the military weaponry supplied, and it happened through even Hillary, everything that's done. So where are they getting those tanks, those supplied powers of gasoline to run those tanks, and weaponry big time? Machine gun, militant weaponry, where you see every picture of the Taliban in a machine gun, and the metal companies paid for those. Who did that? Who did that? They should be up, arrested. I didn't say assassinated and killed because we can't be inhumane. They should be stopped, dominated, put forward till we have a safe, sane global society. Okay, one more word.
All right. Whatever.
Did they?
No. Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, who else is out here? Who's been paying attention here? All right. Now, so as we see now, the tide is turning. All right, and we are in this stage where, you know, you see the well with that election on Tuesday, you notice that even the red states became more red, okay, and the blue states, well, they still haven't learned, okay, and so the tide is turning, I believe, all right, and as you may see from other things, we see here that with the
your live Twitter
with the pools here, okay, there is with Ben Carson is at a statistical dead heat with Donald Trump, okay, but with that and okay, hello, you're on the air. What's on your political mind?
One thing last, Will, I did like your candidates running for the other side, Republican. I did like the fact that they said Social Security people are getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Because at 10 years minimum of minimum wage collected,
Yeah, Chris Christie.
Cumulative is not even 2% of what they're paying now, and they're not giving minimum wage. We need the tax law code, such as you said. We need capital gains taxes taken away because we're paying for everything 95%.
We need a flat tax across the board.
The Medicaid thrown in on top of it. We have to have all our entities, all our financials put in a trust fund before we can even touch it. And what the deal is we paid ahead of time, and then they threw in all this, and they're making money big time off the insurance, okay, of Medicaid insurance from people that had paid their taxes and gained the money. And then when the money's there, even at a 10-year minimum, the total cumulative amount that was taken in and isn't even 2% of what they're paying out to the individual.
Well,
that's real, dude.
Well, all right, so thank you. All right, thank you for your call. All right. All right, but anyhow, I showed you the chart, okay? I showed you the chart, the new poll that has Ben Carson on top, okay, just like that, okay. But Ben Carson pulls ahead of the pack, okay. But it shows that Ben Carson, and I do want to make this point though, that after the last debate, Donald Trump has still been dominating, okay. But Ben Carson is in this poll. Ben Carson is ahead, okay. Statistical dead heat with Donald Trump. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Donald Trump and Ben Carson actually team up. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the ticket. That's the ticket on the Republican side. Donald Trump and Ben Carson. All right. But my candidate is Ben Carson. And I do think that this controversy over what he said in his book and what he told and stuff, I think that's not going to hurt him, okay, because his own mother actually confirmed his story about the hammer and also and also the stabbing attempt of the relative. Okay, but okay. So, hello, you're on the air. What's on your political mind?
I do want to say that Ben brought this up himself. He put it in the public view as well as others. I do want to say the media is a mainstream attention for anything anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
but
we marched
it's
for
so
humanity
liberally
in the
biased.
60s,
You don't see.
And now they want to, all these gun people that are committing
You
violence
don't see the
just to be in
mainstream.
media.
You don't see the mainstream media digging up on the past of any of the Democrats.
Oh, it's all been happened. Everybody gets bashed.
Why don't you see? Why don't you have the mainstream media? Why don't you have the mainstream media dig up what really happened? Why don't you have the mainstream media dig up?
And then you walk out your door.
Why don't you have the mainstream media digging up Hillary's past?
Victims of it.
Why don't you have the mainstream media digging up
kick out Hillary.
digging
the reason I'm after
Hillary's
Hillary
past from
is
over
because
50 years
she's
ago?
Going to use the taxpayers' money and every one of them for personal.
Let's find out from the media what really happened in Whitewater.
Laborers and take less.
Why doesn't the media go after that, huh?
And they're always going to put the military first to be shot by all of it.
All right, thank you very much. All right. But anyhow, you know what? I need to get to the last words for the night. All right, my friends, because this is just so unbelievably, weird. But over the weekend, okay. Now, my last words for the night here. Okay, over the weekend, my friends. Okay, Donald Trump went on Saturday Night Live, all right, and hosted Saturday Night Live. And by the way, they had the highest ratings. They had higher ratings than when Hillary went on there, all right. And you notice any of the networks that have Donald Trump on there, they have higher ratings. But take a look at this. This is a clip from. This is a clip from Saturday Night Live and Donald Trump. Okay, take a look. All right, here it is.
It's actually the best monologue in SNL history. Can you believe that? Pretty great.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, look at this.
You think you're this terrific person. You think you're this, you think you're that. You're being very naive, and quite frankly, you're fired.
They're great. They don't have my talent, my money, or especially my good looks. But you know what? They're not bad.
Well, that's our show for tonight, my friends. We thank you for watching Political Points, where the right is right, and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Right. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMitro2, and check me out on YouTube. That's our show for the night.